Hey folks, it's your main man Ian. I'm here with Angus. Angus might be a Chihuahua pug, and he may look small, but this guy is actually an aggressive case, an aggression case, a biter. He will bite you. It does hurt. He got me in the initial consultation on the leather glove for just handling him, and you could feel through the leather gloves when he bit down. He meant it. A lot of times people are going to see a little dog like this and they're going to laugh and they're going to be like, aggressive? What? I'll show that dog. And I'm telling you guys, if you've never met a little Chihuahua pug thing or one of these short snouted Chihuahua things that wants to bite, you do not know what you're signing up for because these little guys, they could bite hard. And they can get very afraid and they can really just freak out and they get into this crazy mode where it's just like knives out and they're just ready to go. And it's crazy because they're so little. And we oftentimes think about um, chihuahuas and dogs like going after people's ankles and chasing after them. I find these kinds are actually the harder ones to deal with because they are scared. And when you go to reach towards them, you go to handle them, they'll turn on you and they'll bite you and they'll even bite the hand that feeds them. They get so freaked out that they can't even differentiate who you are anymore. It's almost like they black out. Um, and so the first thing I wanted to say is just like uh, this type of case where the dog is so far down the rabbit hole that they'll turn on you, even if you're their owner, even if you're the nicest person that's like never even been stern with them. It's really upsetting and it rocks you emotionally, it rocks your nervous system. It just messes you up. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything more upsetting than a dog that'll turn and bite you, bite the owner. And I know because I have had one of these dogs. She doesn't really bite me anymore. She's in here sleeping. But for 6 years, this dog would bite me and like, man, for real. The one time she got me really badly, basically I couldn't use my hand for a week. So I think the first thing to just accept when you've got a dog that'll bite you or bite the owner, bite the handler, is just it's a unique case. That's a unique case and it is upsetting and it's gonna bring up a lot of different emotions with us. And so that's kind of like why I wanted to make this video to just empathize first of all and say if you have a dog that is turning on you and will bite you, I know what that's like personally and it's very upsetting and not um all trainers or I don't know if many trainers have had that experience. A lot of trainers, maybe you've had a reactive dog or you've had a dog that is aggressive and wants to bite the vet or wants to bite strangers. But when you have a dog that'll turn on you, that's just a whole nother world. Now at that same time, those dogs can be helped also, and we have good success helping dogs like that. But there is just that element of acknowledging, hey, this is a different situation because it's traumatic and the relationship gets messed up. And, you know, it just also can become kind of like high stakes poker where we're like, dude, I need the dog to stop biting me because like I'm around the dog 24/7. Versus if the dog's trying to bite, the neighbor, you can go, well, just don't have the neighbor over for a while until we get better, until we reset. And I know with Kai, who's in there, and she's trying to bite me for years. I tried to send her to programs actually just so I could get a break from her, and so she could get a break from me, and hopefully get a reset, and get a chance to be handled by somebody else with her current level of training, which was better than when I got her at 6 years old. But I couldn't find anyone to take her, so I couldn't even get a relief from her for like 24 hours or 72 hours, let alone have a place to send her for like weeks where they would actually do the training. But I was struggling so much with her. I was 100% willing to send her to another trainer. I reached out to many trainers asking, "Hey, can you take my own dog away from me for a week or 2 weeks or a month and or longer and see if you can get her better?" Because her and I are caught in this weird cycle where I get freaked out. She snaps at me, then I get upset, and just this crazy cycle. So, anyways, First things first is just, hey, it's upsetting, it's very traumatizing, and you got to accept that. And you have to understand that a lot of people aren't going to understand what that's like. But I understand what that's like. And so, you know, even writing these things down, talking to people about the way it feels emotionally, just to get it out there, it could be helpful. I know with Kai, eventually, I took some time off. I have a bigger property here. And so I just took a break from Kai and from handling her in general and putting her in any situations where she would bite for a period of time. And then I was able to come back kind of renewed and refreshed. Good. Also, because I'm in a world of dog trainers, like I was able to have other trainers who had similar dogs and we could talk about it and they could tell me, hey, man, I know what that's like too. And so I had that ability to get that stress out. But the second thing I want to talk about is like the dogs reset, they change, their behavior changes really a lot compared to people. And I know people are going to be like, Eric, you're doing a training video. You're just standing here talking to the owner. Well, yeah, because a lot of this is just going to be about being able to take a step back and learn how to be a little bit objective in the situation with Angus, learning how to take a step back emotionally and, get to that place where we're in a more clear-headed, calm place to be able to make decisions um, with a little, just from a more objective situation, you know. And so that's why I want to say that, we've had many dogs come in here with varying degrees of behavioral issues and the solution is always kind of the same. The first part is you build up food motivation, you get the dog really ravenous for food. You saw earlier I had chicken. I purposefully went to start with him. I started with chicken. I didn't offer kibble and then try to give him chicken because he didn't want kibble. I said, I'm going to go get the best food I have here and see how he does. And you could see he was just like, nope, I don't want your food. So the first thing is just assessing, hey, the aggression is 100% going to be dependent on how much the dog is willing to take food. And my ability to get them to stop being afraid and stop biting is going to be 100% dependent on their ability to take food with enthusiasm if I really want the dog not biting because they're no longer afraid. A lot of people can get the dog to stop biting, but the dog is still afraid. We don't want the dog afraid. So that's going to be kind of the first step. It's just, oh, his food motivation's low. Well, when a dog has low food motivation, they get freaked out, they get scared. And then as a result, we can't get them to have a positive association with the thing they're afraid of because they won't take any food. And they definitely won't take it with the enthusiasm where they feel really good about it. I know with Kai, she got old here. I had to put a harness on her. I was like, oh God, putting this harness on her. Who knows how long that's going to take? Months, years. I might have to put her to sleep before I could figure out how to get that harness on her. Nope. It took like 3 or 4 times. I put the harness on. I gave her treats. By the fourth time, I just put the harness on her. She's fine. Now, am I careful putting the harness on her? Yeah. I don't need food anymore because, she's so into food. 4 or 5 times I put the harness on, I gave her food, and she immediately then was like, "Oh, the harness is good. Why would I be afraid?" And she learned then, "Oh, the harness means I can walk better. I can get in the van. I can go on outings. I can get into the RV and go on a camping trip." So it's going to be the same thing with him with the muzzle, the harness, the leash, the collar. When he has high enough food motivation that we touch him and we do something, we give him food, and he's like 3 or 4 times. He's like, "Oh, no big deal. I did that. Food came." Okay, so that's just the first thing to think about with this little guy here and with all the aggressive dogs. I would have never done this before, but thanks to Pat Stewart and other trainers more advanced than me, now I'm always looking at, hey, how motivated is this dog for food? And if the owner is willing, capable, or in a situation where we can build up more food motivation, oh, for the love of God, let's do that. And this may be that case where we have to really triple down on the food motivation. If he's going to be like this, where I pull out chicken, and like nothing's happened between us. Like there's other than I tried to take a leash off of him at the initial consultation. We got to build up more food motivation. It's good because if you have a dog that's this motivated for dog kibble and is still freaking out and going crazy, I mean that's another problem. That's a whole nother problem. Um, I mean, if you have a dog that's going to show up and eat chicken from the person who comes into your house and then bite them after eating chicken, mean, that's like a whole nother level. So, anyways, first thing is we got to get his food motivation on board. Second thing is we just got to do a lot of structure in the household, structure in the relationship. This means dialing back on petting him, dialing back on giving him freedom to roam around the house. I know he already doesn't roam or run around the house much. So in that case, it could be easy, but we may need to really take it back a notch instead of him being the one to decide, hey, here's where I lay and I stay here on my carpet and then I do what I do. Like we may need to even go, no, man, you actually stay in your crate. Like if you're going to be that weird and fearful in the house, like why don't you stay in the crate? I mean, imagine I had a dog in here in the yard and like all they wanted to do was like go and hide under here. I might, and they seemed like afraid to go up those stairs. I might for a while go, oh, hey, I got to spend time with you one on one, have a leash on you, show you the lay of the land, have food. You're scared. Okay, I got it. I'm just thinking out loud. The other dog barking. This guy may not even understand that upstairs the dog's barking out the window. He may just be like, I don't know, that dog barks upstairs. That dog barks. Man, I'm scared. That dog barks at things. It may not understand that like the other dog's just barking out of just excitement. And this is very common in multi-dog households. Like one dog just barks because they're just a barker, and then the other one hears the barking and is like, "Oh God, something's happening." One dog just jumps on people because it just likes jumping on people, and then the other dog's like, "Oh hell yeah, we can rule the roost. We could take over this compound." And it's like, that's not the case. So you can see he's still looking for mom, which is kind of, I mean, it is sad, but it is touching, but I mean, it's sad. Um, but also it's a good sign because that means that he does have a relationship with mom. He is bonded with her, and if she can take a step back emotionally from him and remove the affection, remove the petting, even take a step back from even handling him as much, and just go, no, dude, we're just going to keep it really boring. Like, here's your food bowl, here's your muzzle. Yeah, get in your crate. Yep, we going on a potty walk. That's it. Not a whole lot happening here. Yep, your brother, he gets a lot of freedom. He gets the cuddles. He gets all this stuff. But look, your brother doesn't bite me. So restructuring the relationship, restructuring the household. You can see how there's all these gates here. You could see if you looked into my own dog's bedroom, she has a baby gate. She doesn't roam the entire house. None of my dogs roam the entire house. And even when I lived on the top of a mountain before I even trained dogs, like I still had multiple gates. Um, Even just to stop dogs from rushing out the door into the backyard like crazy. I still had the dogs conditioned to be in my car and be very calm. I still had the dogs conditioned to the point that if I put them in the bedroom and I closed the door, I put them in the teepee when I lived in the mountains, they would stay in there. So regardless, all the dogs have to be pretty much calm when they're out and calm when we put them somewhere. And we get them to that point of going, hey, we're putting you there, we're putting you in your bed, we're putting you in your crate. You can see I tied them up here. And then, hey, we're going to take you out to these places and we want you calm. So you can see I have this leash dragging, or I have this leash, I cut the handle off and it's just clipped on. That's just to avoid having to clip and unclip his leash on and off. He's not muzzle conditioned. It's not the first time we got a dog in that's not muzzle conditioned. Back in the day when I was known as the guy who could handle the gnarly dogs, I got a lot of dogs that weren't muzzle conditioned. Come on. In this particular case, I believe what he needs is a longer leash. I don't have a longer leash. So rather than pull him around like this indefinitely, I'm going to go get another leash and I'll attach it to this leash. Maybe, let's see, maybe he'll come along. Oh, he's coming along. Okay, good. He's funny because he's not sure what to do, and then he sees Emma, and then he's like, oh, Emma's doing it? Okay, I'll do it. Good boy. Good. He's a unique case. They're all unique cases. Um, but in his case, like I'm going to come bring him down here to my dogs because he is good with dogs. And that's something I was working on a handout about, and this goes into that relationship structure. Why would a dog be good with dogs and not with people? Is it that we as people pet the dog, coddle the dog, we're soft with the dog, we don't set boundaries early on, we tend to be kind of emotionally needy with dogs, which is fine. I mean, that's why we have them, oftentimes for emotional support. I mean, especially a dog who can fault someone for getting a dog this size for emotional support. I mean, he's little babies. Um, but this is where they get confused, right? Because the dogs don't pet each other. They just kind of play, they set boundaries, and they just kind of lay around together and they explore together. So sometimes, in this case, he was around a bunch of other dogs. He was fine. Then he gets into a household and we're petting him, we're coddling him, we're picking him up. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. So let's bring him in here. Come on, buddy. Come on, Emma. I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but I'm actually glad that he had a little meltdown with me when we first did the consultation. Just in the process of getting the leash on him and getting the leash off, he had this like, I think I was actually handling him in front of his mom. I was like, look, he's totally fine. And then all of a sudden, the freaking alien demon came out. I was like, oh my God, he's crazy. So I was able to get the leash back on him without triggering him to bite my hand again, because it was really a serious bite, and that's not the type of situation you want to put a dog back into. You're just getting to know, or even you don't ever want to put a dog back into those crazy spaces where they're just in. Anytime they're in that crazy state where they're biting like that, they literally think they're going to die. When they're in that defensive, "Hey, I'm going to bite your hand. I'm going to bite anything that comes towards me, any person, anything." Like it's not good for them. They're in a very scary, dark place. Come on, come on. I used to think, and other trainers would say, when they're like that, just try to hold them accountable. But the reality is, when a dog is that far down the rabbit hole, they don't really learn in the same way because they're so screwed up. Like you may have progress, and the dog may not go crazy again like that with you or soon thereafterwards. But it's not because they really understand on the deepest level what's happened. And sometimes that could be a solution. The dog goes crazy. The person's like, "Man, no, I'm going to go crazy," and then the dog never does it again. But it's not to say it's the right fix. So you can see he's so confused about the leash. Like he doesn't good boy, good. He doesn't understand that I'm pulling him towards me. Come on, come on, good boy, good. Come on. Uh-uh, uh-uh, uh-uh. Watch the difference with the longer leash. And I know like people might be like, dude, we sent this dog to this guy and he's supposed to be working the dog and he's just making a video rambling about dogs and his dog and our dog. What the hell? I'm trying to do it differently and it's hard, okay? It's hard. A lot of trainers aren't doing this. Instead, they're just taking the dog and being like, "Oh, this will fix it." When us other trainers, we know this is not going to fix it. And in cases like this, we got to take a unique approach. Good boy, good. So, I mean, how much of that, like I said, it was just the length of the leash. He didn't understand that I was saying come this way because the leash was so short. He's just learned to put the brakes on. Come on, let's go. Come on, good boy. Come on, good boy. Come on, let's go. Now he's all freaked out. Come on, let's go. I'm actually going to bring him around all these dogs. Come on, guys. Come on in. Come see him. Come on. Isn't that funny how he's like the opposite with dogs than he is with people? Right? With people, he turns around, "Hey, don't touch me. Leave me alone." And with Beanie here, he's the opposite. He's like, man, I'm scared. I'm gonna move over here. Okay, don't want you bothering me. Come on, hey, guys, come on." Now he's trying to take a little stance towards them. But initially, he's the opposite. Hi, Muggle. Look at how much more he starts smelling as soon as I take the leash off. Now he's smelling, he's investigating, he's trying to figure out what's going on. But as soon as that leash tightened, he was stressed. And this is nobody's fault. And I wish I knew this. I mean, the one thing I wish I knew with my crazy dog was like stop walking her. I wish somebody had said, dude, just stop walking with her. Engage with her with food, engage with her with a toy. Stop putting a leash on her. Stop walking her. If she's having explosions on the walk, if she's having outbursts, if she's freaking out, don't take her on those walks. Hey, Bean, Beanie, Muggle, Muggy, good boy. Um, don't take her on those walks. But instead they were like, oh, put this collar on her, put that on her, basically make her walk properly. And like it did work. It got her walking properly, but I kept exposing her to things that would make her freak out. And then every time she'd freak out like that, she would form a little bit of an association with that leash and freaking out or being stressed. Maybe just being stressed on the leash. So reading through those handouts I have or my YouTube videos about stop walking the dog is pretty important if we have a dog that's stressed when we put the leash on them. Look at Muggles there trying to befriend him. Are you trying to befriend him, Muggles? Good boy. Come on, Gus. Come on, Gus, Gus. Hi, Muggle. Hi, Muggy. BBB. Hi, Gus, Gus, yes. Hi, Gus. Hi, Gus. Oh, what? What, huh? But yeah, this case is similar to this pug we had in here, Charlie. He doesn't bite people anymore, even hangs out with kids now. Very safe around people and dogs. But for a while, he was crazy with people. Um, he wouldn't bite his mom, but he'd bite his dad. So he has good. We have really good success with him now. But come on, this is funny in my opinion. Right here, he's kind of defaulting on the behavior he does in his home. He's like, "This is going to be my space. This is going to be my spot, and I'm going to stay here. This is the safe spot." You know, he's decided that's the safe spot. So let's see if we can get him to meander the property with everybody. Come on, let's go. He, for whatever reason, he's not wanting to get pulled into that yard, but I'm going to follow through with him. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go, dude. Oh, leash just came untied. All right, that happens. Longer leash, I was wrong. It didn't make that much of a difference. So let's just work with the shorter leash. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on. Angus, come on. See, try a little pops on the leash. Maybe that'll get through to him better. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Okay, so I stand corrected. Maybe having a longer leash helped for a moment to just change things up for him. But now I'm realizing he's doing really good with me just gently tugging on the leash. Come on. He's a little startled by those sounds. See if we get him to go up here. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Nice. Oh, he's proud. Look at him. Wow. Proud. Wow. He's a proud guy. Come on. He says, nope, I'm done. Okay. Well, put that chicken away. Come on, little man. Come on, little man. But I mean, maybe the point of this video is for you to see that there's no set way to work with dogs like this. We got to be flexible. Good job. Like even right now, like I just sensed that he was curious. And so I just let the leash be loose and I was like, oh, well, if you're curious, yeah, we could follow you around. Good boy. So hard with a dog like this that flip flops, that'll be scared and then will come out of it, be curious, probably be even silly and funny at times, and then goes back into that fearful mode. Almost easier sometimes when a dog's just scared all the time because you're like, oh man, this dog's really scared. This is where I draw the line. Come on, dude. Follow me now. I followed you. Now you follow me. Okay. Good pumpkin. I love this dog. He makes me happy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, big breakthrough. Good boy. Now we're friends. Come on. Good boy. Come on. No. 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 Let's go. No. 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 He's trying to slip this collar off his head. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Angus, come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Emma. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Good boy. Good boy, Angus. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. Good. Now you can see he's in curious mode. He's curious. A moment there ago by the fence, he kind of got into his like, nah, I'm Angus. I do what I want mode. Now he's more in curious mode. Follow me around. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on, little man. And what if one way we looked at this was just kind of like, just to take a step back, like, okay, the goal is to get him to snap out of that headspace quicker than he has been able to in the past. Like, hey, can he get afraid and get stuck and then come out of it? Like now he's in curiosity. Can he get aggressive and then snap out of it? And can he snap out of it quicker? Can he snap out of it easier? Can he snap out of it with less help from us? And then also, like, hey, do we know what he needs to help him snap out of it? We're not going to be able to get him to not freak out like ever again right now. The goal is really going to be like, hey, when he gets freaked out, can we recognize it? And can we get him out of it? In this case, you see me just using the leash to just explain to him, like, hey, man, I'm not going to force you, but I'm not going to let you just be in this obstinate headspace that you're in while the leash is on. Good boy. Good. Good. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good, Angus. Good boy. Good. Come on. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Come on, Angus. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. He's very frazzled. He doesn't know what's going on. And like I was going back, I'm glad that he did get triggered on my hand because I think if that hadn't happened, he might come in here and just be like, I don't know, I've never done anything wrong there. I've never gotten freaked out. Like, and we've seen that happen. I mean, a little dog came in here not that long ago, one of our foster dogs, and he never tried to bite anybody here. He tried to bite people before he came here. He never tried to bite anybody here. Since we never saw the behavior, we couldn't really, we didn't really know how serious the behavior was, because he never did it. But then he went back into his other home. There wasn't as much structure. They started a relationship in the wrong way with him. Then he started doing the behavior of biting, but we had never seen him do it. So while he was here with us for a few weeks, we weren't actually able to work on that at all. So I'm actually glad that he got a little weird because now um, it gives me a chance when he's here to work with him, without him just Because if you've been around dogs enough, you'll know, like, some dogs, they'll do that to some people, and they won't do it to other people. Good, and sometimes I've had dogs for years in my program that finally they do the behavior for me or at my property, and I'm actually glad because then I can see what the owner's been struggling with for so long. So, let's get him out of here now. Come on, Em. He's just gonna be hanging out with Emma. Okay, Emma's my own personal dog, and hi, Em. This is Emma's full-time job is now we're going this way, sir. Thank you. Yes, I'm the one who tells us where we're going. We're going this way. Funny, before he didn't want to leave the gated area, and then now we leave it, and he's like, I want to go back. But yeah, Emma's professional full-time dog rehabilitator, and she's been doing this pretty much since she was 6 months old when I got her. Um, Back then, it was her playing with puppies. Hi, Emma. Here's the stare thing. So, you guys, we got to ask ourselves now: how much of it is the stare, and how much of stares, and how much of it is him just not understanding the leash and pressure? Because if the dog doesn't understand the leash, how do we get the dog to go up the stairs? Come on, come on, little dude. Uh-uh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Yay! Yay, he did it. Yay. Oh God, and then I scared him. Oops. Good boy. How much of it is him actually being afraid of stairs themselves, and how much of it is him just going, "Oh my God, when everybody stares at me, I get scared. When the leash is on me and it tightens, I get scared. When the leash pulls, I don't know what to do. I get scared." Good boy. Good girl, Emma. Oh, Emma wants chicken. Good. He's funny because he looked at me like he wanted food, and then I'm like, "You might not eat this food. Let's see if Emma wants it." Oh, good. He freaking turned his nose up at chicken. That's jerk. And this is where we would be kind of at a crossroads of like, what do we do? Do we let him roam around now? Do we put him away? I would, to be honest, I would like to I will put him away right after this session. I will just put him right away. He's going to be staying in a crate next to Emma's bed. So I just put him in right here with Emma, and he can stay in his crate with Emma. And I want him to just kind of process what just happened. Come on. But also, I would love him to go in his crate in this very nice, obedient, confidence headspace he's in. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good Muppet. Uh-uh. 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 Good boy. Good. Yeah, good boy. Go on. Good boy. Go on. Good boy. Good. Good job, buddy. Good. You can do it. Come on. I'm gonna bump him with my knee there. Yay! Good boy. Yay. Oh, and you are just so good. You're helping. Good, Emma. So that's that long-winded video, and I'm sorry for doing the video like this ranting, but I want to, you know, be authentic and be real with this, and help mom realize that hey, we all have things we're working on. It's not a straightforward approach, and I'm not some wizard. I don't know all the answers. I don't know the perfect fit for the dog, and you could see even I at times think something's going to work and then it doesn't work. But it's about cultivating this kind of lighthearted, curious, um, self-forgiving approach that helps us get better. And it's about us understanding that the more we can take a step back from things and work with the dog when we're in that curious place, the better. And in this case, I'm hoping that this week space just gives you a time to kind of reset your nervous system and calm down. And then you're gonna have a nice weekend away, and you'll come back refreshed and reset. um, to then come back and start working with him. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there this whole time. Bye.